All right, guys. Oh, sorry. Didn't think it was recording yet. Okay. So today we're going to talk about ordering fractions. So we've talked about comparing fractions already. Now we're going to talk about how to order them when there's more than two fractions. Okay, so let's say that we have, so there's two different scenarios, okay? Two different things that may come up. The first thing is when the denominators are the same. Denominators the same? Well, here's what you do. Here is what you do. You are going to look at the numerator. Look at the numerator, okay? That's all you're going to have to do is just look at the numerator. Now, and you're going to look at the numerator, you're going to order least to greatest or greatest to least. All right? Those are your options. So you're just going to take that numerator. So let's do an example. Let's say that we've got, let's say we have 1/4, 2/4, 4/4. All right, let's say we've got those three fractions. Well, are the denominators the same? Remember, the denominator is the bottom part of the fraction. Are they the same? Yes, they are. They all have a 4 in the denominator. So what that means is we're just going to look at the numerators and we're going to see, so let's say that we were supposed to order this from least to greatest. Well, I'm just going to see, well, it's actually already in order from least to greatest, isn't it? But you would just look at the numerator. Which was the smallest numerator? 1. What's the next numerator that I should put? 2 becomes 2/4. What's the next numerator I should pick? 4, which becomes 4/4. So that is in order from least to greatest. All right? So that is the first option. Let's put a star right here so we know that that's option 1. Okay? Option 2, denominators different. Are the denominators different? If that's the case, we got a couple more steps that we have to look at. All right, if the denominators are different, you're going to have to find a common denominator. Find a common denominator. What this involves is write out the multiples for all three denominators and find the smallest number that they all share. Okay? That they all share. And then you're going to make equivalent fractions so that you can make them all have that denominator. Make equivalent fractions. And then order least to greatest or greatest to least. All right, so let's say that I have, where's my thing? For example, let's say that I've got, let's say that I have 6/9. I have 2/6, and I have 2/3. All right, 6/9, 2/6, 2/3. Are my denominators different in this case? Yes, they are. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to first of all start by writing all those fractions again. So I'm going to write 6/9, I'm going to write 2/6, and I'm going to, oops, a daisy, Miss Hargrove, running out of room, goodness gracious. Okay, 2/3. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make, I'm going to list the multiples for 9, 6, and 3. So I'm going to start with 3, then 6, then 9. Okay, let's list the multiples of 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. You can just start out by listing a few, and if that doesn't happen to be enough, then you can keep going if you find after you've listed the other two multiples that it's not enough. All right, so let's do this. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. Now let's do 9. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. All right. So I'm going to go through these. Do they all share the multiple of 3? Is there a 3 in all 3 of these lines? No, there's not. Is there a 6 in all of these lines? Well, there's a 6. 6 is a multiple of 3 and a multiple of 6, but not a multiple of 9, so we can't do that one. What about 9? I see 9 here and 9 here, but I don't see 9 as a multiple of 6, so that doesn't count either. What about 12? Well, 12 is as a multiple of 3 and a multiple of 6, but not a multiple of 9. Can't do that one. So you see how I'm just going through these one by one? 15. Well, 15 is not on either of these. What about 18? Well, 18 is a multiple of 3. 18 is a multiple of 6. 18 is a multiple of 9. I want you to circle that bad boy. This is called your, let's get a new color. This is called your least common, write this in all caps for me, denominator. Oh, I'm gonna run out of room. Least common denominator. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply times something over something, and it's going to equal something over 18 for all of these. Times something over something equals something over 18. Times something over something equals something over 18. So just like when we're comparing fractions, you know how we're trying to find that common denominator? You're finding a common denominator when you're ordering as well. It just is a little bit more involved than comparing with our butterfly strategy or with any other strategies. Because in butterfly, aren't we finding a common denominator? Aren't we? Think about it. Go back and check your journal if you need to. We are finding a common denominator, and when we have all the same denominators, it becomes really easy to compare or order them. So 9 times what equals 18? 9 times 2. So remember how we talked about this? We talked about this at teacher table yesterday. We talked about it today some. We were reviewing. What does this fraction have to be equal to in order for me to make it another equivalent fraction? In order for this fraction to be equal to 6/9? What do I know? I know that this has to be a fraction that's equivalent to 1 whole. If I multiply something times a whole, does that change the value? Nope, it doesn't. We don't want to change the value. We want them to be equal to each other. All right, so what do I need to multiply the top times? 2. Is this a fraction equal to 1 whole? Yes, it is. So 6 times 2 is 12. So I've got 12/18 is equivalent to 6/9. Everybody agree? Okay. So now 6 times something equals 18. What times 6 equals 18? Let's count by 6's. 6, 12, 18. How many? 3. All right, so what do I need this to be? Think about it. What do I need this to be? I need it to be a 3 as well. Do you agree that 3 over 3 is equivalent to 1 whole? It is equivalent to 1 whole. So what is 2 times 3? 6. 2 6 is equivalent to 6/18. Okay? We're making equivalent fractions here, people. We're not making something, we're not making a new fraction here. All right, 3 times what equals 18? 3 times 6 equals 18. All right, so what does this need to be up here? 2 times 6. All right, what's 2 times 6? 12. Oh, what do you notice? What do you notice here? Do you notice that these two are the same fraction? What does that mean about these two numbers? What are they? They are equivalent. So if we were asked to do these in order from greatest to least, it's going to be 12/18. Let me get my orange back. 12/18, 12/18, 6/18, right? Because we're just having to look at the numerator now because we've already found a common denominator. Alrighty, my friends, take a shot at a couple of them on the quiz and post any questions that you have and we'll talk about them tomorrow, all right? Let me know if you need any help, if you're having trouble accessing the quiz or anything, and I will try to take a peek at the website tonight. All right, have a good night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.